Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to 3303. This is where I take a look at the news and happenings in and around Elite Dangerous. Today I go through a summary of the show floor of the Frontier Expo 2017. There's an absolutely fantastic announcement for all explorers in the form of Distant Worlds 2. And it seems that the Inra Base featured in the recent trailers has suddenly and inexplicably already been discovered. Before I get to this week's news, I just want to very quickly talk about the Frontier Expo, which as you all know took place on this weekend. So before all the reveals and announcements, I took a walk around the expo itself, taking in what was going on. There was two very nice sci-fi themed command tables featuring Elite Dangerous and a whole section dedicated to Planet Coaster. Now many of the talks were really great, and one I did particularly enjoy was a talk by Anthony Ross on designing a universe. The Expo Centre got pretty packed and also had the opportunity to meet and talk with a lot of people, so great to meet any of you that actually come over and shook my hand and have a little chat. Very nice stuff. It was also great catching up with members of the community such as the forum moderators, and the Frontier devs were also available on hand to talk to everyone. Very friendly bunch. Unfortunately I had a number of audio problems, so I'm unable to include some of the footage I got with the developers asking numerous questions. The Frontier Museum was also a very nice touch, featuring many of the old and even some of the first Frontier games. And it would have been perhaps a bit nice to see a few more booths there. For example, Thrustmaster were present. They were providing some of the joysticks here. You can see them in use, as were Noble chairs. However, they didn't have any booths. So don't know why the reasons for that were, but a few other things to do here on the show floor would have been pretty nice. But that said, just about everyone I spoke to had a fantastic time. Many people spent time on the community booths such as Lave Radio, Elite Dangerous RPG, as well as Hutton Orbital Radio, not to mention all the laughs that were going along with the Hammers of Slough. And there were some really lively discussions after all the announcements, a lot of excited people there. So then, all in all, I'm hoping for an FX2018, and if that is to happen, I'll be very much looking forward to it. After the announcements on the Frontier Expo about exploration in Elite Dangerous, Dr. Kai and Aramis are getting together once again to organise a brand new Distant Worlds. Now for those of you who are around for Distant Worlds 3302, you'll be well aware that it was probably one of the most significant, if not the most significant, community events to have ever happened within the game. But what is Distant Worlds? Well, it's an exploration expedition. The previous one was over 6 months in the planning and ultimately contained a fleet of 1,300 pilots heading off towards Beagle Point on the opposite side of the galaxy. Such was the scale of the event that it was regularly covered by the gaming press. In fact, for many people who were involved, it still stands as the highlight of all the time they spent with Elite Dangerous. As of this recording, the Distant World 2 was announced less than 24 hours ago, and it's already got well over 300 people interested. So when is it going to occur? Well, the organisers of the event wanted to tie in with the Q4 release of the Beyond series of updates. Frontier have, after all, confirmed that's going to contain a lot of new aspects for explorers, including new exploration tools, space phenomena and anomalies, new geological features, an entirely new lighting system both for the surfaces as well as in space, and a brand new take on planets, as we can see in the concept art here, and this is something that Frontier are very keen on trying to match. So, with all these new features and probably a few more, the prospect of Distant Worlds 2 is going to be a very exciting one. So if you're interested, do take a look at the forum thread I've linked below. There you can find out all the information you're going to need to know. And whilst you're there, why not join in with a conversation? The recent new trailers for Elite Dangerous showed off an Inra Base. Now Inra is a very secretive organisation that have a long and checkered history with the Thargoids, and in fact they are largely credited with the defeat of the Thargoids in the original war. Now the aforementioned trailer appeared to show an abandoned and damaged Inra Base. The implication was clearly that this is in the game, but there was no clue as to its whereabouts. It turns out though that this base has been located very rapidly, and not without some controversy. It's so far unknown as to how precisely it was located. I won't reveal the base's location or what's contained there, but I will link the Reddit thread below so you can go and check that out for yourself and have a look if you're so inclined. Now it is possible that this base does have some ties to the unfolding narrative within update 2.4. However, whether or not that's something that's going to further unfold during the story is something we're going to have to wait and see. Since the arrival of the Thargoids and the update 2.4 The Return, a number of new weapons have been designed. So far, these include anti-Zeno missiles, the Zeno scanner, as well as anti-Zeno multi-cannons. And this week sees yet another community goal working towards the unlocking of some more anti-Zeno weaponry. Again, there's an image here, but it doesn't contain precise details as to exactly what these weapons are. However, the community goal has reached Tier 3, which is, I believe, the same as the previous community goals. So far, for whatever reason, we haven't been able to get past Tier 3, but nonetheless, that means the weapons are unlocked, and they will be available at the same locations as the other weapons. And based on what we've seen previously then, it seems likely that these new anti-Zeno weapons will be available this Thursday. For anyone who's got even a cursory interest in Elite Dangerous and virtual reality, you might want to check out the YouTube channel GametechUK. Here you'll be able to see a bunch of cockpit and bridge tours from the various ships around Elite Dangerous, and these are all done in virtual reality. And whilst you're there, you may also want to check out some of the other Let's Plays. These are all up to a very high standard. So if you're interested in that, do check out the links in the video description below. That then brings us to an end of this episode of 3303. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.